Stay comfortable, choose easy, and avoid danger. Your brain is preventing your development, and I'm going to tell you how and why. Assalamualaikum and good evening. Are you creative? Have you ever been out of the box before? Are you really sure that you have got out of the box? Would you like to know more the real meaning of out of the box? If you do, continue watching. For a fish to get out of the box, it must jump out from the bowl and live on land and learn to live without water. For a penguin, to get out of the box for a penguin, it must move from the Antarctica to the equator and learn to live and thrive in hot weather. This is a real change. In fact, it is very dangerous, truly challenging, radical, and even revolutionary. It shakes things up. This is true creativity, and it is not easy. It is more than about generating new ideas. It is about changing the world. Are you sure you are up to this? If you think you are up to this, then continue watching. So, can you handle ideas that do not fit in? Can you celebrate silly, frivolous, laughable, illogical, or even dangerous ideas? If you can, continue watching. If you are so used to driving fast, 110 kilometers per hour is nothing to you. It's like 200 kilometers per hour. How does it feel? You feel dangerous. You feel sometimes scary. You worry that you might get into accidents. So if you are so used to driving fast, 200, 250 kilometers an hour, speed is no longer a fear factor for you. Like driving has the speed limit, our thinking also has speed limit. So when we can think and we can imagine within this limit, or we call this the box. Yeah. When we are able to get out of this limit or get out of this box, we cross the border and move our thinking and imagination out of the box. So how many times in your life that you were able to do this? How did you know that you have really got out of the box? Are you sure? Okay, simple. It is actually in your feelings. How did you feel when you drive at 200 kilometers per hour? In your feeling, you can feel it that you are doing something out of the box. If you feel good and comfortable or happy with the new change, then you are still in the box. The change that you're trying to do or perform is no more than just a conceptual expansion, something bigger, but still in the box. You are still in that box, yeah? You are still in the comfort zone. The change that you're trying to do is not really transformative. You are not really getting out of the box yet. Okay, so um, to be creative, you need to be a little bit unpleasant to make your brain angry. So real creativity is not pleasant. There is no pleasure there. Your brain will complain and will swear and will keep giving signals of pain and distress. You will feel uncomfortable, scared. You feel pain here and there. You feel restless. Life is difficult and even wrong sometimes. This is where the normal mental navigation is no longer applicable because you are no longer in a normal mental condition. You are out of the box. Okay, so our brain become somewhat panicky. When we learn something new, we simply connect the new information with something we already know, the old information or our previous experience. We form new neural networks. However, when we are thinking outside the box, the situation is brand new, totally brand new, and there is no previous knowledge or experience for us to connect. So the situation is so scary because we have no idea where to connect the new situation, because there is no basics or no fundamentals available for new mental navigation. This is why I said our brain becomes somewhat panicky. Our brain is so scared. Why? Because long time ago, energy was very hard to come by. For the brain to survive, energy must be conserved. So the brain is like muscle. I told you this kind of fact before. It's like muscle, and the main job of the brain is to conserve energy. When everything is familiar, when everything is easy, when everything is predictable, logical, energy is conserved because you don't have to use a lot of energy in something that is easy, something that's familiar, or something logical. For the brain, this is good stuff because easy for the brain and a lot of energy can be conserved, and therefore the brain will reward you with dopamine. You will feel good, you will feel comfortable and easy. We want this. We want something easy, but it is not for our not good for our development. Okay, um, change is really hard. Real change is really hard. But so when we try to think in the unfamiliar ways, when we introduce a very difficult change, when the practical implications of our ideas will consume a huge amount of energy, the brain will start its energy conserving mechanism. So the brain know that we are trying to get out of the box. So the brain will launch its energy conservation mechanism. How? By releasing the stress hormones. Yeah, we feel stressful, we feel uneasy, we feel wrong, something's not right. So what we do, we go back to the status quo to get rid of the stress. And most of the time, it works. Most of the time, the brain win. The brain was able to keep us in our status quo, and we remain in the box. We're not going anywhere. We're still doing whatever we've been doing, and there is no real change there. Okay, so the question to you is, when did you really get out of the box? When? You remember? You felt the stress, you felt you could not go on, you cried and you cried. You but you persevered anyway, and you did it anyway. You felt the pain, you were humiliated, yet you did not give up. You continued to finish the job anyway. Your brain hated you. Your brain tried to persuade you to stop, to go back to the status quo, but you did it anyway. You get the job done. Well, that means you got out of the box. So because of this practice over and over again, you've been training your brain to get out of the box. Your brain now is actually bigger than what it used to be, bigger and more progressive. And your brain now is no longer afraid to get out of the box again and again, because you train your brain to be dangerous, to get used to drive at 200 kilometers per hour every day. You are so used to the speed limit. Your new speed limit is 200 kilometers per hour, and it doesn't scare you anymore. You live a dangerous life by design. but use it for good. Yeah, use it for inventing new stuff, creating new solutions, and make your thinking more resilient. So thank you for watching. Take care.